Royston First United Methodist Church, and I just want to welcome you to this update here that we're providing you on our missions and ministry, on what we're doing in the wake of this virus outbreak. It seems like just in the last week, things have changed dramatically, and we are making adjustments on what all we are able to do and what all we're able to offer you. I wanted to just kind of give you just kind of a quick update. Earlier this week, the CDC, Center for Disease Control, came out with a recommendation limiting gatherings to no more than 50 people for the next 8 weeks. And the next day after the CDC said that, President Trump came out and said that we should actually be limiting our gatherings to 10 people. And so our staff and our leadership have put a lot of prayer into how we're going to proceed with this. And right now, our plan is we're still planning to proceed kind of on a week by week basis. However, right now we are also planning for the next 8 weeks to continue to do ministry in this new way. And so I wanted to just take a moment today and kind of update you on some of the things that we're going to be doing at least for the next 8 weeks. And our plan is, of course, that if anything changes and we're able to go back to doing ministry in person and having our worship services on Sunday mornings, we will be more than happy to do that, and we look forward to that day. But for now, as far as our planning, as far as what we are looking at doing, we're going to be planning for the next 8 weeks to be offering some of these new ministry opportunities. But before I get into that, I wanted to just kind of share with you a little personal word. I can remember when I first started in ministry, it was 2001, and I'm sure all of you can remember what happened in 2001. On September 11th, 2001, terrorists hijacked some planes and flew them into buildings in New York City and Washington, D.C., and into a field in Pennsylvania. And it was during that time that our country found ourselves in crisis, that we saw people turn to the church. I had just signed up to be a part of a Disciple Bible study. It's a 34-week Bible study that you do in the church. And I was 22 years old, and I just signed up to be a part of this Disciple Bible study. And when I signed up to do it, there was about 5 people that were in the class. When the class started on September 12th, 2001, we had close to 15 people that had showed up for the first class. People were turning to the church and looking for answers, and it was an opportunity for us as the church to be the church in a time of crisis in our country. One of my favorite Bible verses is Acts 1:8, where we are reminded that Jesus is speaking to his apostles as he is getting ready to ascend into heaven, and he says to the apostles, he says, "You will be my witnesses in Jerusalem, in Judea, and Samaria, and to the ends of the earth." And I think that it's at times like this that we remember that we are representatives of Christ. We are the body of Christ, and we are Christ's witnesses in our communities and in our families and in our country and to the ends of the earth. And so I want to just share with you, this is a quote that I saw last night, and it's one that it really resonates with me, and it's one that I wanted to share with you. This is from Timothy Tennant. Timothy Tennant is the president of Asbury Theological Seminary. It's where I went and did my graduate work. But Timothy Tennant says this. He says, "You actually cannot cancel church. You can close a building, but we are the church. We do not cease to be the church." And so, friends, we're not going to cease to be the church. We're going to continue to be the church. We're going to do it in new and creative ways, and we're going to continue to adjust and make adjustments as we go along. But we are going to continue to be the church now more than ever, because our world is turning to us, and our world is looking to us to be those witnesses for Christ. And so I want to let you know about a few things that we're going to be doing here at Royston First United Methodist Church. And again, we're going to be planning this for the next 8 weeks, and we're hopeful that our plans will be scrapped and we'll be able to go back to doing ministry the way that we are accustomed to doing ministry. But in the meantime, we're going to continue to offer worship services on Sunday mornings, but they're going to be virtual worship services. I've been meeting with our staff and with our worship teams this week, and we are working on preparing our first virtual worship experience that will premiere this Sunday at 10:15 p.m. or 10:15 a.m. You can watch it at 10:15 p.m. because it'll be up, after 10:15 a.m. But it's going to premiere at 10:15 a.m. And you can go to our YouTube page, and we're going to make that link available to you on our website. But you can go to our YouTube page, and you can watch our virtual worship experience each week. But we didn't want this to just be something that you could watch. We want this to be something you can participate in, something that you can be a part of. And so throughout the service, we're providing interactive components that we're going to ask you to participate in. And so one of the things that you're going to hear us request you to do is if you're watching it on your TV or on your laptop or on your computer, we're going to ask that you maybe have your iPhone, your phone or your device, your tablet available with you so that you can participate with us. There will be points where we might ask you to text something to an individual or text something to us. Points where we might ask you to send us an email and let us know what your prayer concerns are or your celebrations. But we want it to be an interactive experience that you can participate in, because that's what worship is supposed to be. It's something that we participate in. It's something that we do. It's not just something that we watch. And so that's going to premiere this weekend, this Sunday at 10:15 a.m. And we will be providing a new virtual worship experience each week. Our virtual worship experiences will include music from our praise band and from our traditional worship team. It'll also include a children's moment with Heather Woods. It'll include a message with me. We're also going to include some prayer practices that you can do at home. And so I hope that this is something that is helpful for you. One of the other things that we're looking at offering for these next few weeks is going to be some type of digital discipleship. Now, we've been thinking a lot about what that digital discipleship might look like. But just a couple things that we're going to be doing is each Monday for the last several weeks through this series that we've been sending out emails on Monday mornings. Now, in those emails, we've been including the Minute with Matt series that we've been offering throughout this series of exploration as we've been going through the Bible, as well as some of our study questions and our Bible reading plan. We're going to continue to offer that email each week, but we're going to be sending that to everyone in the congregation. And then in addition to the 3 questions that we've been including, we're going to expand that to include 10 questions. And here's what we're going to ask you to do is maybe sometime during your week or sometime even on the day that you receive the emails, maybe you pick up a phone and call someone in your Sunday school class or in your small group. Maybe you schedule a FaceTime or a Zoom meeting where you can get together and just work through some of those questions. Have those dialogue over those questions together. Maybe you do it in your family around the dinner table at night. Use those questions to have conversation with your family. But we want to provide you those questions each week that will go along with our sermon series as we do this. We're also looking at ways that we can provide an online Bible study using resources such as Zoom. Now, if you are interested in participating in some type of online study, if you just send me an email at matt@roystonfirst.umc.org, we'd be happy to look into ways that we can do that. But that online Bible study might include working through some of those questions together, but also hearing some of your thoughts. So we're working on ways that we can do that. As part of our digital discipleship, we also want to recognize that we don't want to lose our connection with one another. One of the great things about being a part of the church and being the church is being in ministry with one another. And so we want to continue to offer that, to make that offering and to be in ministry with one another. And so I've got some shepherds some volunteers who are going to be intentionally calling all of the members and those who worship with us at Royston First UMC, just to check on everyone, just to pray with you, to talk with you, and to share with you. And so you can be expecting some phone calls. You can be expecting text messages and just people checking in on you. We also started a Facebook group on our page yesterday. We have about 50 members so far, but we're going to be sharing daily updates with you, encouraging, inspirational messages, just prayer concerns, celebrations. It's another way that we've found that we can share, that we can stay connected with you during this time. We've also thought about ways that we can continue to pray for one another and pray with one another. And one of the things that we're looking at doing is we're looking at designating certain times during the week where we can open up the sanctuary in the prayer room for you to come in. Now, obviously, if we do this, we want to be mindful of the fact that we have to limit those gatherings. And so what we would do is we would want to limit that to only a few people coming at a time. But the more people that want to come, the more we will open that up. I've talked with our staff, and we're working out the details on this, but you can expect to see more about the times when the sanctuary and the prayer rooms will be open. And those times we want to invite you to come in and be in prayer for our community, for our church, and be in prayer with one another. We also are looking for ways that we can be involved in helping our community. We've been in contact with our school system. We've been in contact with the folks over at Rainbow Pantry and with the folks over at the Community Resource Services about what we can do to help. And a couple of things that I wanted to share with you today. We actually have a team right now. As you're watching this, we have a team over at Royston Elementary School that's helping with food distribution for some of our students in our school system who are not able to be at school right now. We anticipate that there might be more opportunities like this. And so if you want to be a part of a team of people who are helping with that, I want to encourage you to email Heather Woods at heather@roystonfirst.umc.org. Heather's going to keep track of those who are willing to volunteer in that capacity. And when the need arises, she'll shoot a text message out to you and say how many volunteers we need and where to meet. And so it'll be kind of a flash mission opportunity. But email Heather, and I hope that you will be a part of that. Another opportunity that we have to be in ministry to our community, to be in ministry with others, is through the Rainbow Pantry. And we've been in contact with the Rainbow Pantry. We have they have some needs of what they need right now as far as donations. And so we're going to be posting that list. We'll be including it in the email that's going to be coming out to you later today. But we want to put those requests out there. And if you're out there shopping, I hope that you'll pick up a few extra items. And we're going to have drop-off times at the church. And what we're going to ask you to do is if you'll just pull through in our back parking lot, if you'll pull through underneath the portico and honk your horn, we'll have someone there who can run out and get those items for you. We'll collect the items at the church, and then we'll coordinate getting those to the Rainbow Pantry. We'll have additional details about that available in the email that'll be coming out later this afternoon. Another opportunity that we have to be in ministry with others is through our mobile food pantry. I've been talking with Jody McCracken, and Jody has been in touch with Northeast Georgia Food Bank, and we are planning to continue to offer the mobile food pantry on the fourth Saturday of the month. So on March 28th, we will have our mobile food pantry. Now, we will have a couple of adjustments that we're making to that, and those are actually we're still working on some of those adjustments. So, but we are looking for ways that we can continue to share that food, to distribute that food to others. Because we recognize that for many people, this might be a time when they really need that food. And finally, we know that this crisis hits many families on an economic standpoint, on a financial standpoint. And so we want to be prepared to help in any way that we can through community resource services. And so what we're doing is we're opening up giving to that community assistance fund that we have. And we're going to make a link available through our giving page that you can give directly to the Community Assistance Fund in addition to your giving to the church. And whatever we have available, we're going to use to help families in this time of need. These are just some of the ways that we're working to help be in ministry with others, to be in ministry to others. And so I hope that you'll join us in that. Finally, I want to reiterate that all of this is possible through your giving. And it's important that we understand that this is a critical time in the life of our church, that in order for us to continue to be the church, we need your help. And so I hope that you'll consider how you can continue giving to the church. We've got 3 easy ways that you can do that. You can mail your check to us at 137 Franklin Springs Street, and that's in Royston, Georgia, 30662. You can also give online. If you go to our website, roystonfirstumc.org/give, you'll see the instructions on how you can give to us online. A new way that we are offering right now is through texting. You can actually text to give. If you'll just text RFUMC and then the amount that you wish to give, you'll text that to 73256. That's 73256. You'll receive a response that will lead you through the prompts of how you can give to us through texting. That will require a debit or credit card for you to be able to do that. But I want to encourage you. Please don't forget about giving to the church. If you're able to do that, if you're if you're able to continue giving, I hope that you will continue to do that so that we can continue to be the church in this time. Friends, it takes all of us working together to be able to do this. And even though we may not be able to gather together on Sunday mornings or on Wednesday nights or throughout the week, it doesn't mean that we don't have to stop being the church. I want to leave you with this passage of Scripture, and it's one that I shared with you on Sunday. It's one that I've been thinking about a lot. But it's out of Hebrews chapter 10, and the author writes, "Let us continue to encourage one another and spur one another on in good deeds." And let us hold that passage close to us. Let us continue to spur one another on. Let us continue to encourage one another. Let us continue to be the church with one another and for one another. Friends, I'm praying for you. If there's anything in particular that I can be praying for in your family, in your life, I want to invite you. Send me an email, matt@roystonfirst.umc.org. I'd love to be praying for you. I'm going to be calling and checking on you over these next several weeks and asking how I can be praying for you. But until then, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace that goes beyond our understanding. And all of God's children said, amen. Thank you.